Walt Disney's airplane to return to Palm Springs. The Palm Springs Air Museum will build a new display, which is scheduled to debut on Walt Disney's birthday, December 5, 2022. The new exhibit will focus on the background of the aircraft, fondly referred to as the Mouse, and demonstrate its significance to the history of the Walt Disney Company and its relevance to the Palm Springs region. We are so happy to have Walt's plane make a landing at the Palm Springs Air Museum, just a few miles from where Walt and his family had vacation homes at Smoke Tree Ranch, said Walt Disney Archives Director Rebecca Klein of the plane, which will be on long-term loan to the museum. Along with the freshly painted aircraft's updated wing edges and windows, the exhibit will feature never-before-seen interior memorabilia, like a specially designed instrument panel that was once situated close to Walt's preferred onboard seat so he could keep track of flight conditions, a phone handset that gave Walt a direct line of communication with the pilot in the cockpit, a flight bag with a picture of Mickey Mouse perched on the tail of the famous aircraft, and more. For the first time since landing on World Drive outside Orlando, Florida, on October 8, 1992, at the Disney MGM Studios theme park, now Disney's Hollywood Studios, where it remained as a part of the studio backlot tour until 2014, Walt's jet made its way back to the West Coast. Walt Disney Imagineering's cooperation and support allowed for the recent exterior painting and finishing work as well as the cross-country transportation of the aircraft. Amazon provided the plane exhibit at the D23 Expo. The interior of the plane, initially created with creative input from Walt and his wife, Lillian, seated up to 15 passengers and included a galley kitchen, 2 restrooms, 2 couches, a desk, and nods to the Mouse who started it all, including matchbooks and stationery adorned with a silhouette of Mickey Mouse. In 1963, Walt acquired the iconic Gulfstream that would come to be known as the Mouse. Later, as N234M in 1967, Mickey's initials were also added to the plane's tail number. Throughout its 28 years of service to the Walt Disney Company, the plane flew 20,000 hours and transported an estimated 83,000 passengers before it was grounded. When you visit the Palm Springs Air Museum, guests will have the opportunity to learn about the role this iconic plane has played throughout the company's history, including in 1963, Walt, members of his family, and company executives took off on a demonstration Gulfstream aircraft to explore potential locations, including Central Florida, for a proposed development often referred to as Project X. After Walt received his own Gulfstream in early 1964, he made several trips to Florida that ultimately laid the foundation to bring the magic of Walt Disney World Resort to life. Walt's plane flew a total of 277,282 miles back and forth between Burbank and New York to oversee preparations before and during the 1964 to 1965 New York World's Fair, an event that brought iconic attractions such as It's a Small World to an East Coast audience and, later, to Disneyland. The plane also took Disneyland Park to new heights as Walt found inspiration for the look of the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction as he flew over the El Morro Fortress in San Juan, Puerto Rico, while conducting research for the now fan favorite. The Mouse has a star-studded past, having been used for promotional tours for Disneyland as well as for classic movies such as The Jungle Book, 1967, as well as making appearances in the Walt Disney Studios films The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes, 1969, and Now You See Him, Now You Don't, 1972, both of which starred Disney legend Kurt Russell. The aircraft has also transported notable guests including Disney legends Julie Andrews and Annette Funicello, as well as former U.S. Presidents Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan. Painted blue and white in 1985, Walt's plane embarked on goodwill tours and character visits to children's hospitals, adding to the company's history of giving back to the community. The Palm Springs Air Museum is a living history museum with more than 75 vintage airframes, including important civilian aircraft like Clay Lacy's Lear 24 as well as significant military aircraft from World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the F-117 stealth fighter housed inside the new Jim Houston Pavilion. The aircraft are kept in open hangars of 91,000 square feet each and are situated on a 10-acre facility's tarmac. Visit PalmSpringsAirMuseum.org to discover more. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment and ring that bell.